Say what you want about Aaron, but he's arguably the greatest playmaker in the game right now.
What are you going to bring him in for 1 year? Are you kidding me? I mean,
that's not the Steelers' way, right?
No, man, that guy needs to stay in California and go, somewhere and chew on bark and whisper to the gods out there.
100%.
What do you think he has to do to have that great walk-off moment that you had?
Give me a take on Aaron Rodgers. Is he still capable of leading championship football?
Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers is cooking. After a rocky exit from New York, expectations were all over the map. But in Pittsburgh, he's torching defenses, leading his squad to the top of the AFC North, and already racking up 17 touchdowns, tied for third in the league. Most had already written off the veteran too, saying he was too old, too injured, and just too done. But Rodgers has flipped the narrative, reminding everyone why he has 4 MVPs to his name. So everybody wants to know, what's it really like to face a legend still playing at an elite level? Well, in today's video, we're going to go over different times that players, coaches, and NFL athletes revealed what they thought when they played Aaron Rodgers. Because this is what NFL legends actually think about Aaron Rodgers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another banger. As always, throwing on the hat today, we got the Steelers hat. Truthfully, Steelers looking pretty damn good right now, and so is Aaron Rodgers with Mike Tomlin. I was not a believer at the beginning of the season, but they are completely just proving me wrong and really a lot of people in the NFL wrong this year. But as always, before we hop into today's video, make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe below, as well as make sure to follow me over my Instagram, where we are posting there as much as we can during the week, behind the scenes and just extra content from the NFL. But now with all of that out of the way, of course, we have to start talking about Aaron Rodgers and just the Pittsburgh Steelers, and really how much Aaron Rodgers looks like his old self on this Steelers team. And really, when we talk about Aaron Rodgers too, not many people have been able to kind of just capture how good Aaron Rodgers is. But one player that has is Shannon Sharpe, who really has seen a lot of great quarterbacks when he was playing and, just talks about them. And look, I know everybody knows who Aaron Rodgers is, but because his career has now spanned over 2 decades, there's a chance that some fans nowadays don't fully understand just how good this guy was in his prime.
Who has the better quarterback, Rodgers or Brady?
The better quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. The more accomplished quarterback, the quarterback that has had the best career is Tom Brady. And prior to seeing Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers was the most gifted thrower of the football that I'd ever laid eyes on. And I was in the era smack dab. And I remember Dan Marino, played with Dan Marino in a couple of Super Bowls. But Aaron Rodgers was the most gifted thrower of the football that I had ever seen. And his ability to throw the ball from different arm angles, from different platforms, rolling left, rolling right, and throw with accuracy is what set him apart from any other quarterback that we had ever seen.
No season sums up what Shannon Sharpe just said either better than 2011, a year in which Aaron Rodgers truly went berserk. Coming off of a Super Bowl win, Rodgers led his Packers to a 15-1 record, completing 68.3% of his passes for 4,643 yards, 45 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. This culminated in a passer rating of 122.5 for that 2011 campaign, which still stands as the best single season effort in NFL history. But look, that's not even the craziest part that I'm about to tell you. Almost a decade later, Aaron Rodgers almost beat that outrageous record, logging a passer rating of 121.5 in 2020 as a 36-year-old. Like, nothing says longevity quite like posting the top 2 single passer ratings a decade apart and winning 3 MVP awards over that stretch. And now look, I think it's safe to say too that there's no doubt that when Aaron Rodgers was in his prime, he may have been one of the greatest quarterbacks. I almost said greatest, but you can't beat Tom Brady, but he's been one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the sport.
Aaron's proven that he's won a Super Bowl, many championship games. He's a winner. And I think what I've always appreciated about him, what everybody does, is his ability to throw a football and pass it. It's like, in Aaron in his prime, to me, is the greatest passer of the football the league's ever seen. He could get the ball from point A to B faster and more accurate than any player, I think, in the history of the NFL.
And yes, of course, Aaron Rodgers wasn't satisfied after winning his third MVP award in 2020, as he would then go on to win a fourth MVP award just 1 year later during a 2021 campaign where he had fellow Hall of Famers in disbelief at his ability.
It's something I'm sure he's always been able to do. But little tricks of his written, that's a great throw there.
That throw.
Just fitting that one in.
God, he threw it right by that linebacker's ear. The guy never even saw it. It was right off his ear.
He had no option but to catch that ball. That ball was just implanted in the chest right there.
No, the ball caught him. The ball caught Anya.
But here you go. They're out of their two shell.
Two deep. Now they're back to the two deep.
This looks like your two-man right here, Pate. Here's everybody's playing two-man.
I mean,
you had the underneath route. So no,
you had every
post. I'm scoring. I'm feeling it. He's feeling it right now. Just hit the go route. Now he's throwing everything down the field.
That's right. There was a 37-year-old quarterback absolutely having his way with a division rival. He terrorized defenses all year long in 2021, going over 4,000 yards for the 10th time in his career while delivering another ridiculous touchdown to interception ratio with 37 and 4 respectively. Like, even as a guy that was approaching his early 40s, Aaron Rodgers was still reminding everybody in the league how hard he was to defend and just stop. His elite arm talent combined with 15 years of experience gave him a mastery of the game that very few could rival. Even the smartest coaches this sport have ever seen sometimes just had to tip their cap and accept that he was too good for even them to defend.
So in the end, Rodgers is just too good. He made some throws that only Rodgers can make. We had pretty good coverage on some of those, and he just, he's just too smart, too good, too accurate. And in the end, he got us. We couldn't quite do enough.
So when he made a dramatic exit from the Green Bay Packers at the end of the 2022 season, it was a major storyline. It didn't matter that he was going to be 40 by the time of the 2023 season kickoff. Everyone wanted a taste of that Aaron Rodgers magic and had dreams of him taking them over the edge to Super Bowl glory. Like, there was just so much belief in this guy's ability that people even believed he could do the impossible. Turn around the New York Jets. Even when Aaron Rodgers inked a 2-year deal in New York, legendary quarterback Joe Namath saw big things for the Jets. He said, yeah, he's capable. Absolutely. He can pick that team up. He's one of the best players, one of the greatest players I've ever seen in my life. He does things out on the field that you don't see quarterbacks do on a steady basis. His athleticism to go along with his mental game he has, man, it's just wonderful. I watch him and he can throw from any position, damn near except his back. I've never seen anybody play better. And now, yes, I know if you are a Jets fan, and really if you're just an NFL fan, we all know that dream off season became a nightmare of a regular season. As we all know, their future Hall of Fame quarterback tore his Achilles just 4 snaps into week 1, and the Jets would have to wait until 2024 to see what Rodgers could do for their team. Only this time, he would be 41 years old and coming off of an Achilles tear. Still, all of those years of elite quarterback play meant that optimism was still high for some of the best players in NFL history.
I've said this that anytime someone asks me about it, I'm like, Aaron is, you can say what you want about Aaron, but he's arguably the greatest playmaker in the game right now. I mean, he can, for lack of a better term, he can make chicken salad out of chicken shit pretty quickly. So I think with their defense and with Aaron healthy, there's no reason that they can't compete for the AFC championship.
Unfortunately, though, as we all know, we really never saw just anything close of what was expected for that 2024 Jets team. Head coach Robert Saleh was fired after just 5 weeks of the season, paving the way for the Jets team to limp to a 5-12 record. Aaron Rodgers could not prove the magic needed to salvage this struggling franchise. But although his own play did leave a lot to be desired over the course of the season, a final stat line of 3,897 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions was enough to create a market for him heading into 2025. And for the 3rd year running now, there were plenty of smart people out there talking up his chances of making a difference.
Give me a take on Aaron Rodgers. Is he still capable of leading championship football?
I think so. Look, the guy's super talented, probably has, arguably one of the best arms of all time. He's just kind of elastic. So I don't have any insight on that. Hopefully he gets with the team soon and kind of gets going. So it'll be fun to see him back out there on the field.
As we all know, the Pittsburgh Steelers were the team to eventually get Aaron Rodgers in the building ahead of the 2025 season. But it's fair to say that not everybody was on board with this move.
What do you think about possibly Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback? That's a joke. He shouldn't. That is just, to me, is a joke. What are you going to do? Bring him in for 1 year? Are you kidding me? I mean,
that's not the Steelers' way, right?
No, man. That guy needs to stay in California and go, somewhere and chew on bark and whisper to the gods out there.
100%.
And okay, so Terry Bradshaw wasn't a fan, but what about his own head coach? As we all know, Mike Tomlin does know a thing or two about having to stop elite quarterbacks, and he was quick to point out one particular trait of Aaron Rodgers that makes him so special.
The ad-lib component of his game. A lot of times there's negativity that comes with the ad-lib, but the great ones, they manage that well, and he certainly fits into that category. His ability to extend plays and ad-lib without offensive negativity has been really impressive over the course of his career.
And look, as it turns out, Terry Bradshaw, the legendary quarterback, completely wrong. Mike Tomlin, on the other hand, dude was right. Aaron Rodgers has been absolutely brilliant for these Pittsburgh Steelers so far, opening the season with a top-tier 244-yard, 4-touchdown, and 0-interception revenge game against the New York Jets. He then dished out another 4-touchdown performance in prime time against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 7 on Thursday Night Football. Unfortunately, though, this brilliant outing would go to waste as Pittsburgh dropped their second game of the season to fall to a 4-2 record. But still, the 67.7% completion rate for 249 yards and 4 touchdowns showed that even at the age of 42, this was very much a quarterback with plenty left in the tank.
That's in drop back mode, and then we're seeing the vintage Aaron Rodgers in terms of getting out and creating throws, making big-time throws. I mean, this one, I don't know, took 12 seconds as he's running around, finding a guy, boom, right into the window there. And then I know everybody saw this was the one that put them ahead late. But, I mean, look at this throw. Rolling to his left. What do we talk? 40 yards. There's a safety outside. I mean, bam, right on the money, leading to a big touchdown. So, man, we weren't seeing it necessarily at the early part of the season. But what we saw last Thursday, if he can continue to do that the rest of the season with those throws down the field from in the pocket, it'll be fun to watch him down the field.
Fun to watch.
Much was made of Aaron Rodgers' fit in Arthur Smith's play-action heavy run-first offense, but this was typically a quarterback who liked to play with his eyes on the defense and use his years of experience to pick them apart. Then with DK Metcalf standing out as the only wide receiver of note on the Steelers roster, more questions were raised. Metcalf does most of his damage deep downfield, whereas Rodgers likes to get the ball out quick, particularly in these later stages of his career. And well, now it's kind of become clear that all of these concerns were really just misplaced, and Aaron Rodgers is operating this Steelers offense perfectly right now. He's completed 68.7% of his passes for 1,692 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. His Steelers are sitting pretty atop the AFC North with a 5-3 record, and he's on track to log a pass rating of over 100 for the 11th time in his career and his first in 4 seasons. One of the players who has been on the wrong side of Aaron Rodgers this year is future Hall of Fame edge defender Myles Garrett, who spoke about how well the savvy veteran quarterback was able to avoid the vaunted Browns pass rush.
They chipped, he got the ball out, as quick as possible, and there weren't a lot of situations in which, even if I was running, that I could have got there. So I think that was a situation for all of us. The way he was getting it out or sprinting out to other side. He moved behind the line of scrimmage more than he has in the last couple of years, and that wasn't by mistake.
And that's the problem for anyone trying to stop Rodgers. He's still as quick mentally as any quarterback in the NFL, if not quicker. And he can still move much better than a 42-year-old coming off of an Achilles tear should be playing at. The latest team to fall to the Aaron Rodgers-led Steelers was the Indianapolis Colts, who entered Week 9 as the hottest team in football. It was a win that confirmed that the Steelers are a legit contender. They are here to play in 2025, and they have a quarterback at the helm who can still absolutely sling it and is a proven winner. It's kind of funny though to think about because a lot of people are still wondering, what does Aaron Rodgers have left to prove? 4 MVPs, a Super Bowl, and 2 decades of greatness. But this year in Pittsburgh, he's proving something different. That even at 42, greatness doesn't fade. it just evolves. He's still dissecting defenses, still throwing lasers that make Hall of Famers shake their heads, and he's doing it for a franchise built on grit under a coach who believes in him completely. And who knows, maybe this isn't Rodgers' last ride. Maybe this is just the epilogue to a career that has never stopped being elite.